Thank you. What a gift. What a gift in Eric. Yay, Eric. Thank you. I doubt that. Oh, doesn't it feel good in here? You just kind of want to park here all day. Yeah. And I've shared this with you before, but I'll never forget, and I know most of you won't, my first Unity experience. So nice to have Reverend Marcia here. She's like an anchor over here. Thanks for being here. Remember your first Unity experience?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mine was in 1996, Unity of Citrus, when it was on White Lake. I'll never forget it. So I had been to every church in this community, drug my children through, most of them with me. And I don't know, I snuck in the back, and all these people were smiling a lot. Well, they're a happy lot. They were hugging. I just sat in the back, and I heard the beautiful soul, you'll know who I'm talking about, get up and start singing, "Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place." And I started to cry because it was so profound to hear that surely the presence is in this space, right here. And she was so convinced that God was right here with her. I was convinced also. And she wasn't singing to us or God. She was just celebrating the fact that God was here. And I wanted that. I wanted to feel that. I wanted to know that. I cried through the whole lesson. It was so profound. And I went home thinking, what was that? What happened? My husband was like, what was that? I'm like, I'm not really sure, but I'm going back next week. And I actually found Unity through Course in Miracles, and it was at a church. And I went to read with them on a Tuesday night, and I asked them, does the church know who you guys are? Does this church know that you guys are talking about the Course in Miracles? Oh, yeah, it's Unity, come on Sunday. I'm like, okay. So I went back the next week. Same thing happened. I started crying. Couldn't stop crying. Something rang true in my soul. I had searched all my life and never fit in, never felt like that was for me. I settled into places and tried to roost along with them. But something began to open in me when I started coming to Unity. Something began to bloom in me, and I couldn't get enough. And initially I was waiting for the other shoe to drop, to hear that from the minister or something that just didn't feel right, and I never heard it. And I couldn't get enough. I went to the village as often as I could, read as much as I could get my hands on, was introduced, and still am, to extraordinary authors that were students of Charles and Myrtle's, Norman Vincent Peale, for one, and his work. Many, many others, Emmett Fox, Eric Butterworth. I could go on and on and on. You know these words, Marcus Bach. And I still can't get enough. All these years later, it gets richer and richer. You wouldn't think it could after all these years, but it does, doesn't it? We have 2 ministers in the house that have studied this most of our lives. And we appreciate it more as those years go on, because it is in those challenges that we are able to use these tools that we're taught in this community that not only help us through those times, but help us thrive through those times and help us move through those challenges with grace and with a knowing God's got this. God's got this. Do you know what relief that is? I started breathing when I came to you. was like I wasn't fully breathing most of my life. I'm in my 30s at that time, or late 20s. I don't know if I'd taken a deep breath, because you're just kind of walking around the earth like this sometimes, right? Especially in our culture. We're waiting for, what's next? Because we're fed so much information. And when we let go of that and realize that our strength is in here, we're never alone. We have that within us everywhere we go. And unity offers the opportunity to reach that level of consciousness that God designed for you to reach. Imagine the greatest version of the grandest vision you ever held about yourself. Imagine that. The greatest version of the grandest vision you ever held about yourself. Imagine that. You may have to go back a few years when we were really seeing ourselves as you, all that, and then some. Imagine that. God sees more. God sees more. When you're feeling broken, when you're empty, when you're sad, when you're lonely, you open. You take a moment in that space. You don't build a condo there. You don't live there, but you open to that experience and watch the magic and mystery of God move through you and move mountains. Right? So it's no wonder that, especially right now, people are looking for us. They want what we have. They want joy and hope and the knowledge that God exists in and through us right now, not in some dusty book years ago. There's a fresh way to look at those scriptures to make it alive and vibrant in your life. It never gets old. And so it's at this time of year in many of our unity circles that we have a special ceremony to welcome in new folks that want to be part of this journey. And unity doesn't require membership. We really don't care. We want you to get filled and go out and fill others, to be centered in God to create a world that works for everybody. We'd love for you to be here and help with this beautiful place, which has an extraordinary legacy and extraordinary teachers that have helped us build this space. So I'm honored to invite folks today that are joining as members, and a few that have gone through the courses and wanted to refresh. And it's an honor and a privilege to be able to do that. And I want you to just think for a moment of where you are in your life. First, honor all of those experiences that God has just helped you through. You all know what I'm talking about. And those moments when you've needed that strength. And those in your community have gathered around you and reminded you who you are, to whom you belong. So it is my honor today to welcome into the tribe and into the fold those who have joined us, and to remind them they not only have a family here in this community, but in any unity church around the globe. You've got a family. You probably know it more than anybody. You've traveled all over the place, haven't you? As a previous stewardess come minister. So it is, yes. Did somebody say my name? Oh, I thought somebody was going to ask me a question. Am I hearing things? Reverend Lauri. Is that you, God? I have to be told in this place where to go and what to do, because apparently I've forgotten all about it. But what I'd like to do is to honor these new members, to bring them up, and those that are refreshing. And I love that you guys are doing that you're wanting to refreshen that unity experience, because it's been a while for some of us having that first experience. And you know how when we first come to unity and our life just starts to change? I mean, we even get better parking spaces in the parking lot. Everything, you know, that enthusiasm of a unitic, right? They're just, they want everybody on board. And then it seems like with all things, we reach a plateau. God doesn't reach a plateau. We do. And and sometimes we drift away. But the moment we come back, we're recharged. You notice that? The moment we're around that energy, we're recharged. It's with us all the time, but it's so beautiful to look in the eyes of others who are on the journey, to be that beautiful vision that God sees. So I want you to see each of these visions as I bring them up one by one. And I'd like a board trustee. Ken, you want to join me up here? Ken's been walking this path for a while, yes? Thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do for this community and unity globally. Do we have another board member that would like to join? Oh, Darlene, yes, my gosh. Darlene was there when I started way back when. Gail Rice was the one that sang that song, and you did the announcements. You were pretty much our minister for those first few months.
Guess what?
You've been around, girl. But if you would, give each of them a rose as they come up. Oh, if that's left over, there you go, that's for you. And if you would give each of them a goodie bag. We have a goodie bag. We have certificates. We do it upright here. So I would just ask you, new members, as you come up, just open fully to feel the depth and power of love in this space. It's easy when I'm up here looking out, because it's overwhelming, isn't it, to see all these faces and to feel these waves of love. I want each of you to really feel that as you come up. Joan Brimson, welcome aboard. We'll make some room. They can maybe stand over here by the piano. Come on up. You've actually been coming for a while.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, thank
Welcome
you,
aboard.
Lauri.
You're welcome. Oh, I'm losing this. If you wanted to stand over by the piano, yeah. You want to give them a bag? We might be on the wrong side. There you go. You can just stand there and look pretty. We got the first one, we're good.
We got you.
We rehearsed this.
What
This is every day is, right? Cheryl Harris. Oh, she said she might not be here today. We'll get her next week. Oh, Denise Dubé. What a welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Here. Thank you. You're welcome.
Did they get the bags now? I thought this was for the rededication.
No,
Oh, now you tell me.
I'm sorry. We're so good at this. Debbie Davis. Thank you.
There you go.
I couldn't resist.
I know.
You made it.
Oh, and Mark Robinson, yay! And the renewers will get a rose.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you, Mark. Yep.
You can stand over there. And I'd like to bring up also to join us for rededication, Sheila DiStefano. Sheila, yay, yay, yay. Sheila's been coming for a while. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome home.
Did you get your certificate?
She's a member. She's a member. She can have one.
Oh, okay.
If there's enough. Kay Kukla. Come on up, Kay. Welcome aboard.
Announce the World Series.
Oh, yes. World Series, right? Little leaguers from here. Elaine Wheeler. She's also been here for quite a while. Woohoo! There she is. Thank you. Thanks for all you do. You get a hug. You get a hug.
That's why I love this job.
You got a good job. Pam Redner. Thank you also, Pam, for all you do.
Thank you.
All right.
And Lorna Eastman.
I get one.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think I got my quota here.
You did? You're good? You're filled? And before you sit down, I just want to offer you a blessing and a prayer. So just take a nice deep breath. Look at these bright shining lights. We are so blessed to have you to continue this amazing work. And just breathe and be reminded you are never alone. God is with you at all times. You simply become still, open, and remember you have everything you need to do exactly that which you have come here to be and do. So with that, we love you. We bless you.